With the 2024 NFL Draft now just 2 weeks away, it's the perfect time for us to pump out a brand new mock draft.
If there is a quarterback that fits best in the Vikings offense, who is it?
Drake May. This offense would be bombs away.
How does the board play out in the latest exercise here? Well, let's dive into our 11th edition of the 2024 NFL First Round Mock Draft. Number 1, Chicago Bears from Carolina Panthers, Caleb Williams. Sorry to be predictable, but we're not out of our minds here. The Bears traded Justin Fields to the Pittsburgh Steelers, knowing darn well that they were taking the 2022 Heisman Trophy winner first overall. It's been a while since the Bears had the chance to take a 5-star QB prospect in the draft. GM Ryan Poles won't overthink this as he puts a cherry on top of a dazzling offseason in the Windy City. Number 2, Washington Commanders, Jaden Daniels. It's either Daniels, Drake May, or JJ McCarthy with this pick, but as we've said several times now, Commanders OC Cliff Kingsbury has a successful history of working with dual-threat quarterbacks. As such, Washington will have a tough time passing on a QB who threw for 40 touchdowns while racking up 1,134 rushing yards in his Heisman Trophy winning season. Number 3, Minnesota Vikings, projected trade with New England Patriots, Drake May. Projected trade alert! The Vikings acquire the number 3 pick from New England in exchange for the number 11 and number 23 picks and a 2025 first-round pick. With that pick, the Vikings get their new franchise QB in Drake May. Yes, it's a hefty price to give up, but the big-armed QB would be in a position to succeed right away with Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, and Jordan Addison as his weapons. Number 4, Arizona Cardinals, Marvin Harrison Jr. A million mock drafts have the Cardinals trading this pick and moving down. While it remains a possibility, GM Monty Austinford is going to find it hard to pass on a generational wide receiver prospect like Harrison Jr. Kyler Murray looked like his old self throwing to rising star tight end Trey McBride, throwing a future All-Pro wideout into the mix, and Murray could emerge as a true elite signal caller. That is just how much of an impact Harrison Jr. will make. Number 5, Los Angeles Chargers, Rome Odunze. Plenty of folks are making the case for the Bolts to take an offensive lineman here, but who would Justin Herbert throw to otherwise? Odunze isn't far off of Harrison Jr. as a prospect. He'll immediately step in as the new WR1 for Herbert, who lost Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. And besides, the Bolts can always address the O-line in the later rounds. Number 6, New York Giants, JJ McCarthy. This would be a dream scenario for the G-men. Stand pat at number 6 and watch one of the Big 4 quarterbacks slip into your laps anyways. The Giants can get out of Daniel Jones' contract after next year, so it doesn't hurt at all for McCarthy to hold the clipboard in his rookie year before taking over as the Giants' starting signal caller next year. Number 7, Tennessee Titans, Joe Alt. We just keep coming back to Alt with the Titans. 2023 first-round pick Peter Skoronski is a rising star defensive tackle, but adding Alt on the other side would give Will Levis, or Tennessee's next long-term QB, a dream pairing for years to come. Number 8, Atlanta Falcons, Dallas Turner. The Falcons already signed Kirk Cousins as the final piece to complete their puzzle on offense. They've needed a stud edge rusher for a while now, and new head coach Raheem Morris will love a big character guy like Turner to lead the turnaround on defense. Turner is a plug-and-play guy who would make an immediate impact on a team that's trying to win now. Number 9, Chicago Bears, Malik Neighbors. Wouldn't be shocked if Chicago traded down here, but if Neighbors is here, Poles will find it awfully tough to pass on another future All-Pro weapon who would form a dream tandem with Williams for years to come. Remember, Keenan Allen is on the wrong side of 30 and has just 1 year left on his contract. Doesn't hurt the Bears to load up at receiver here. Number 10, Las Vegas Raiders, projected trade with New York Jets, Michael Penix Jr. Projected trade alert! The Raiders acquire the number 10 selection from the Jets in exchange for the number 13 and number 77 picks. With the pick, Antonio Pierce gets his QB of the future and Washington's Michael Penix Jr. This may feel like a big-time reach to some, but the Raiders have met with Penix and reportedly love what he could bring to the table. Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell can be the bridge QBs for 1 year before Penix gets his shot. Number 11, New England Patriots, projected trade with Minnesota Vikings, Olu Fashanu. Patriots fans won't find this pick that exciting, but with the top 3 receivers off the board, New England adopts Bill Belichick's old philosophy of strengthening the trenches to set up a prolific ground game. The Pats O-line has been a bit of an issue for a while now. They re-signed the versatile Mike Onwenu, but adding Fashanu would assure grade A pass protection for New England's next franchise quarterback. Number 12, Denver Broncos, Brock Bowers. Don't be shocked if it's a QB here, but if Bowers is available to the Broncos at number 12, an offensive-minded coach like Sean Payton will want to jump at the opportunity to take the best tight end prospect in a generation. Bowers is renowned for his route-running versatility and red zone damage, with 26 TD receptions over his 3 years at Georgia. Denver hasn't had a 1,000-yard receiver since 2019, but this future All-Pro immediately changes that. Number 13, New York Jets. Projected trade with Las Vegas Raiders, Elisa Fuaga. The Jets already added Morgan Moses, John Simpson, and future Hall of Famer Tyron Smith to fix up the O-line. But there is no way that you pass on Fuaga if he is somehow available here. Fuaga didn't allow a single sack and 716 pass blocking snaps over his final 2 years at Oregon State per Pro Football Focus. Aaron Rodgers would love this plug-and-play guy who would immediately bolster the pass protection group in front of him. Number 14, New Orleans Saints, J.C. Latham. It just feels too obvious. The Saints picking the best remaining offensive tackle. This roster doesn't have any other pressing weaknesses, and they remain in win-now mode with Derek Carr and company. With Ryan Ramczyk's career up in the air, and with 2022 first-rounder Trevor Penning struggling to find his footing, the Saints have to take an NFL-ready tackle. Latham would slot in beautifully with Eric McCoy and Cesar Ruiz. Number 15, Indianapolis Colts, Terrion Arnold. Arnold deserves to go higher, but it just feels like most teams won't be keen on taking a cornerback this early. But hey, that's not a problem for Colts GM Chris Ballard, who bolsters an already stout secondary with the best all-around corner in this class. A special defensive weapon to guard against the onslaught of elite QBs in the AFC. Number 16, Seattle Seahawks, Troy Fautanu. Seattle's already leaky O-line lost standout Damian Lewis to Carolina in free agency. That means taking the best remaining tackle available, which here is going to be Troy Fautanu. The local kid and Washington product is NFL ready and would immediately provide a boost for Geno Smith and the Kenneth Walker-led ground game. Number 17, Jacksonville Jaguars, Quinyon Mitchell. The Jaguars haven't had a pure shutdown corner since Jalen Ramsey, who last played for this team 5 seasons ago. Well, here's their chance to find the next Ramsey in Toledo's Quinyon Mitchell, who could single-handedly take this secondary from mediocre to elite in no time. Number 18, Denver Broncos. Projected trade with Cincinnati Bengals, Bo Nix. Projected trade alert! Denver gives up the number 77 pick, star wide receiver Cortland Sutton, and their 2025 first and third round picks to Cincinnati for the number 18 pick. Worried that the Los Angeles Rams will take the top remaining QB available, the Broncos make a blockbuster trade and get their man for Sean Payton. Nix has drawn comparisons to Drew Brees with his slick accuracy and smart reads. So the Broncos come away with a dream pass-catching duo of Nix and Bowers in this exercise. Number 19, Los Angeles Rams, Laiatu Latu. Aaron Donald's retirement leaves the Rams in desperate need of another edge rusher. Byron Young and Kobe Turner emerged as a dynamic pass-rushing tandem in 2023, so let's complete the youth makeover on the front seven here by adding Latu, who had 23.5 sacks over his final 2 seasons at UCLA. Number 20, Pittsburgh Steelers, Brian Thomas Jr. The Steelers need a running mate at wideout for George Pickens after trading Deontay Johnson to Carolina. Well, they can stand pat here and take the best remaining receiver in a deep class. Like Pickens, Thomas Jr. can stretch the field with his game-breaking speed and contested catch abilities. He would open up the offense for Russell Wilson and or Justin Fields, ensuring that Johnson's departure isn't felt one bit. Number 21, Miami Dolphins, Byron Murphy II. Wouldn't be shocked if Miami went with a corner here, but there is a gaping hole in the middle of the defensive line after they curiously let Christian Wilkins walk to free agency. Murphy is a prolific run stopper who can complement Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb on the D-line. That would make for one terrorizing pass-rushing trio in a very scary AFC. Number 22, Philadelphia Eagles, Cooper DeJean. The Eagles had the second worst pass defense a year ago. Bringing back old friend CJ Gardner-Johnson was a nice move by GM Howie Roseman, but adding a big-bodied shutdown corner like DeJean could help this secondary regain its elite 2022 form. DeJean, Gardner-Johnson, and Darius Slay might give Philly the best defensive back trio in the NFC. Number 23, New England Patriots. Projected trade with Minnesota Vikings, Adonai Mitchell. Here's the offensive weapon you wanted, Patriots fans. New England can't reach this much for a QB with all the top prospects off the board. So let's find a new WR1 by getting Texas speed burner Adonai Mitchell, who will make life that much easier for Jacoby Brissett in 2024. Number 24, Dallas Cowboys, Jackson Powers Johnson. The O-line has been Dallas's main strength for a while now, and Jerry Jones will do all he can to make sure it stays that way. This move just makes perfect sense. The Cowboys have a void at center after losing standout Tyler Biadasz to the rival Commanders in free agency. Powers Johnson is ready to start and could flourish immediately with proven stars Zach Martin and Tyler Smith already in the trenches there. Number 25, Green Bay Packers, Amarius Mims. It would be a bit of a shock if the Packers didn't use one of their early round picks on an offensive tackle. They released former All-Pro David Bakhtiari in a cap-saving move, and GM Brian Gutekunst didn't bother to find a replacement in free agency. So in this exercise, the Pack can stay put at number 26 and take the top remaining tackle, which is Amarius Mims at this point of the board. Number 26, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Jared Verse. This would be a great value pick for the Bucs. Verse is a consensus top 15 prospect, but other teams' primary needs would allow Todd Bowles' squad to stand pat and let the explosive edge rusher fall into their laps. Number 27, Arizona Cardinals from Houston Texans, Jerzon Newton. Cardinals head coach Jonathan Gannon knows the importance of building up a stingy front seven. Arizona is devoid of playmakers there, but the number 27 pick allows them to land Newton, a pure run-stopping menace who also wreaks havoc as a pass rusher up the middle. Number 28, Buffalo Bills, Xavier Worthy. The Stephon Diggs deal essentially assures that Buffalo will take a wide receiver in the early rounds. If Xavier Worthy is available here, then the Bills have their new WR1 to ensure that Josh Allen doesn't lose a beat. Number 29, Detroit Lions, Nate Wiggins. Acquiring Carlton Davis via trade with Tampa Bay was a nice way to bolster the leaky pass defense, but more help is going to be needed. The 6'2", 185-pound Wiggins is a physical corner who uses his tremendous size to lock up opposing WR1s. A Davis-Wiggins pairing would give Detroit two Pro Bowl caliber corners that could make the secondary elite in short time. Number 30, Baltimore Ravens, Chop Robinson. The departures of Jadeveon Clowney and Tyus Bowser emphasize the Ravens' need for more pass-rushing help. The scrappy Chop Robinson would form a dangerous tandem with rising superstar Justin Madubuike. Number 31, San Francisco 49ers, Tyler Guyton. Even with Trent Williams, the 49ers' offensive line struggled to contain the Chiefs' powerful pass rush in Super Bowl 58. Surely, John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan took note of that. Oklahoma's Tyler Guyton stands out as a run blocker, which you know is music to the ears of Christian McCaffrey. But he's also rock solid as a pass blocker and could be that final piece needed to help the 49ers get over the Super Bowl hump. Number 32, Kansas City Chiefs, Ladd McConkey. Marquise Brown is only on a one-year deal, and the Chiefs should prepare for a potentially lengthy Rashee Rice absence over his off-the-field issues. So this right here is the Chiefs' chance to secure a long-term WR1 for Patrick Mahomes, who guided KC to a second straight Super Bowl without a single 1,000-yard receiver last year. McConkey could easily step in and emerge as Mahomes' long-term number one receiver, as KC aims to continue its dynastic run. But which 2024 NFL Draft prospect are you hoping your favorite team will land? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton, and hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.